Hi, welcome back. This is Module 2, overview of different forms of news. Hope you enjoyed Module 1, digesting news. And here, here we begin. Today, due to better technology in transmission and communication, more people have access to the news more than ever before. Not only this, changing technology has been accompanied by changing lifestyles. All this put together, that means news is no longer tied to one single medium. Today, we will talk about the different mediums of news which we can approach the news through. First of all, television. First up, the diversely nicknamed Idiot Box, a great platform for the news due to channels reporting from many different users sources such as BBC, NDTV. This, if you don't know what NDTV is, it's a national news agency in India, CNN, and so on. This diverse range of options makes available of news easy to verify and both on domestic and international matters. This is our first point. Television, very 3 points in one go, which is this kind of news has been really, you'll see this is very common against with millennials or generation before the millennials too. Gen Z's is more on the phones, a bit different, but yeah. Now on to our second point, radio. Now, while it might appear to be television's slightless elder brother, radio is actually an important source of information for millions. In areas where internet connectivity is still poor, radio communication can be set up quite easily. For this reason, rural areas in developing countries and settlements in mountainous regions rely primarily on radio. A lot of you might think radio is really not a great source of news, but some people, example, even in urban areas where people in work actually, when they listen to radio, radio is a perfect way to for them to watch news because they might not have time to read the news, and it is a nice way to for them to verbally someone talk to them and say to them what's been happening around them and keep them up to date. And do not underestimate radio as it has helped a lot of people in the world, especially in news. Now, to the second point, newspaper. The daily news in paper form. While the concept of the news was hardly changed in the decades since its inception, it still remains an important part of the news system. The relative low cost of publishing newspaper and the wide accessibility means that it's often the only popular source of news in regional languages. Therefore, it represents a massive market in a country like where I'm from, India. Huge market. And you can obviously tell what's the third point. Newspaper, perfect breakfast companion. Very true. A lot of people, while eating breakfast, even possibly when eating lunch, have a newspaper right next to them. And yeah, now on to a third point, digital news. Digit newsletters, e-papers, and zines are newest innovation in news. Cheaper than newspaper, but less accessible. These forms of news are nothing less being touted as the killers of printing publishing. They present opportunities to access news on the go with your smartphone, something that appeals greatly in contemporary society. Other such quality of life improvements make digital news booming sector of the industry. This, your phone here, clearly you can tell, this is a huge part. Most probably Gen Zs, so the current generation or like yeah the Gen Zs, they usually would see news through the phone, maybe the TV, but may only the phones mainly because nowadays every teenager, even kid possibly has a phone, and phones been phones been so convenient for people because first of all, paper, even though it's low cost, shortly after that people are gonna say it's bad for the environment and try to go eco. So phones are probably what they're aiming for, and paper is starting to become more expensive over the decades. So phones have out e news has become really big throughout not in a short span of time ever since the phone released. Now, last but not least, social media. While its directors of call it Newslight, no one can doubt social media's potential. Getting a slice of news while scrolling through endless feeds of your other interests has proven much popular than anyone thought it would. Today, most publications run social media accounts which distill their stories to bite size, easily consumable, and customer friendly. This is probably 100% you have seen. Almost every person in our current 21st century has almost used social media to see news. Almost everyone has. It's become such a normal thing that it's like you're scrolling through. Oh, you'll see a small thing pop up where it shows you a small portion of what you would need to know, like news basically, and yeah, and that would probably do you rest for the rest of the day, and keep you updated on what's going around the world. Now, this is module two. Hope you enjoyed it. Different mediums of news intake. This is a really new way to educate yourself on about new ways to possibly you might like how to read news. You might like how to use a newspaper. You might be interested in using social media. You don't know. I don't know, but you sure might choose. But hope you enjoyed it and see you on module three. Bye.